Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to be doing a drugstore look with a new eyeshadow palette that I got from my Secret Santa at school, and she knows me well, and I'm really excited to try out these drugstore products. Most of them I have used before on my channel, but I do have a couple of new things that I've kind of been testing out on my own off camera, and I want to kind of share with you what they look like on my skin, how I feel about them, and just kind of let you have the lowdown. So if you are interested in the drugstores products, or you are interested in just whatever I have to say, I would love if you would go ahead and like, comment, or subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and keep watching. So as you can see, obviously no base done. I really contemplated if I wanted to go ahead and do my base, but since I have a new eyeshadow palette and it's pretty bold, I wasn't wanting to risk it quite yet. So I am going to be using today the Morphe 9X Lil Extra. This was one of their holiday palettes this year, or like last year, 2021. And my Secret Santa, her name is Haley, she got it for me from school, and I just love it. She also got me a ColourPop Luxe Velvet Lippy, and I am so excited. I love this. I've used it several times. I absolutely love it. And it's like definitely a good color, so I'm pretty excited about that. So this is what the color story looks like. Lots of pinks and reds, but I also love that you can totally do a neutral look. So it's definitely like party and like simple every day, like neutral, low scale wallflower type of party, like, which is me. But I'm actually going to play with these reds and pinks today. So I'm going to go ahead. I already have my moisturizer and my primer, which it's the one product that will not be drugstore because I'm testing out the Coconut Skin Okay, let's try that again. The Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer from First Aid Beauty. My friend Lauren got this for me for Christmas, and I've been trying it out. This is my third time wearing it. Its claims are, let's see, Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer creates a smooth canvas that's perfectly prepped for makeup and no makeup days. This superfood powered priming moisturizer has an electrolyte rich coconut water base and contains minerals, quinoa, I can't ever say that word, quinoa, protein, and hydrators that act like a replenishing drink for the skin. It has a natural coconut scent, and since I literally can't speak today, like, am I even a teacher? And contains subtle micro pearls that leave the complexion looking naturally dewy. So I have this on kind of like my whole face, but definitely more of the perimeter. And then I'm using my E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer in like the illuminating one, not the regular, but I'm using that just on my pore area. So that part of that is drugstore. But everything else in here is drugstore today, minus my eye base because I don't have another. I'm gonna stick to what I love. So I'm gonna stop rambling, and I hope that my video continues to not go the way it has been where I stumble over every freaking word. That would be excellent. So I'm just gonna prep my eyes. My eye is recovering from a very bad week of watering my hole. I wish I took pictures for my video so y'all could really see, so you can know about this eye. Basically, after I did my last video, which I will link up here, and I did the snowy day look, the very next day, this eye was so watery that literally, like, when your eye is watering, your natural response is to wipe the water away. Like when you're crying, you're wiping away your tears, right? Well, I do that so often that it actually inflames my whole face. And so all of this right here was red and swollen, and my eye was just profusely pouring water. I had kids during the week ask me if I was okay because I looked like I had like been punched right here in the face. It wasn't black and bruised, but it was definitely like swollen and red. And I was like, yeah, my eye just sucks. I'm sorry I look hideous, but I'm just fighting a battle with my eye. That's what's happening. So I've had to kind of wait a little bit to make a video. I know I like literally have an excuse for every video of why I haven't filmed a video, but I'm sorry. yeah, so I'm just kind of letting my face recover as well, because I'm not kidding, like this whole section of my cheek was swollen from literally just like the water and me just sitting here wiping it away every 5 seconds. I should probably quit doing that movement so I don't mess it up in the next couple of days. But yeah, so you know, there's that. Always exciting here. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. So now that that is done, I'm going to go into the Little Extra palette, and I'm going to start with the shade Holiday, which is this pretty pinky color. It like is a perfect match for the shirt that I'm wearing today. All my brushes are filthy dirty with greens, purples, pinks, and blues, so I don't know what I'm going to use here, but I'm going to go in with this Mostly Clean brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk from Target, the tapered blending brush, and I'm going to go into that shade Holiday. And there's what it looks like. I'm not going to tap this off. I'm kind of working with my brush techniques on how I like pick up shadows and things like that. So this was me just literally tapping in like 2 times, a little bit harder than I probably should have pressed, but I'm really working on that technique there. So I'm just going to take this and kind of place this in the crease and buff that up. And it's okay if it gets messy, because remember, we're going to clean it up at the end with the concealer and a makeup wipe and all that good stuff. I literally am stopped up and like I can't hear myself out of this ear, so I hope I don't sniff the entire video. I'm just a mess, y'all. Every video, I'm a mess. I really like this color. Like you could just do this, like a wash of this all over, put a shimmer on if you want, and then just be done. It's a very pretty, like, corally rosy pink. I really like it. This has blended out so incredibly smoothly. Like, oh my gosh. I almost just want to put this all over my lid, and like, it's so pretty. Like, so pretty. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for that shade. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use that shade again, but I'm going to use a different brush. So I'm going to change this brush out for a slightly smaller blending brush. I'm going to go in with my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH50. Also, congrats to my girl. She got engaged, and I'm so excited for her. I know she doesn't even know who I am, but I'm excited for them. Very excited. Okay, so I just take a little bit on the tip of that brush, and I'm just going to place this right here in my socket, and I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to build this pigment up. And I'm just stamping literally right into the socket. Then I'm going to go just above, close my eye just a little bit. Kind of bring it out some, bring it up. So then you can really see that this is very pigmented, but then we have that like nice smooth blend there. I'm not great at blending, but I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go back in and just take a little bit more and blend that up. And I'm just literally, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Oh, there goes a sponge and a brush. I'm just taking that shade Holiday here, and I'm taking my brush right into it and just tapping once or twice. And it's just right there on the tip. And I'm going to continue to build this up just on that crease. Okay, so that's all I'm doing for Holiday for now. So now, I actually think I'm going to take that same brush. The same brush, I'm just going to wipe off some of that color on my towel over here so it's mostly gone, and I'm going to go into the shade Merry and Bright. Now, depending on how I look at this, this is a red shade or it's a hot pink shade. Me and my friend Lauren, we looked at this and she was like, Andrea, that's clearly red. but in the lighting and like in the moment when I looked at this, I was like, no, that's hot pink. Right now, it's definitely like a hot pink. It's a red with like pink in it. But I'm just taking a very little bit of Merry and Bright just on the tip. Like that's just one dot. You do get some powder kick up there. I'm not going to brush this off. And I'm just going to place this in the outer, I'm just stamping it here in this outer corner. Yeah, it definitely translates more pink on the eye. But it's pretty. It's a very pretty hot pink. But 100% translates pink. And even on the brush it looks like, see, like on the camera it looks red, but like in person it doesn't look red. Again, I'm just stamping this in my crease. And then I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to start to softly blend. Okay, so now you can see that I've kind of lost that original pink shade. So I'm going to go back into the first brush and just take a small bit on my brush and just kind of feather this up with that pink shade, with the Merry and Bright red pink, and just kind of get that shape back. I'm going to take whatever is left on this brush, and I'm just going to kind of pack that in the corner along that lower lash line. Then I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to be crazy, and I'm going to really deepen this up. I'm going to smoke this out. We're going glam here. I'm going to go in with Strike Midnight, which is like this really brownie, like burgundy with like gold sparkles. And I'm going to take that on a very small brush because I don't know how this one will perform. This is another Sonia Kashuk. This brush has been through it. Large eyeshadow, but it's pretty dense and very, we'll just kind of test and see. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit, tap whatever's off. I also have like a dog fur on it, so cute. I'm just going to take that in this corner. Very pigmented. And just kind of run that through. It definitely comes off like a burgundy, like a dark plum burgundy color. And at this point, there's nothing on my brush. I'm literally just taking whatever is left and just kind of blending it lightly, like I'm barely even touching my eye, and just blending these colors softly together. Like that. Oh, that's so freaking pretty. I love that. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to take my concealer brush that I used with my NARS concealer, and I'm just going to carve out, there's no product on it, I'm just kind of carving out my lid so I can do a really nice like cut crease situation here. Like that. There's literally like no product like really left on here, but just to give me a little something to work with. And then I'm gonna go into the shade. I'm gonna go into the shade Best Dressed here, this sparkly pink color. And I'm gonna do it first dry. I have a dry finger here. I'm gonna take this, swirl it around my finger a couple times. It's very pretty. And I'm gonna just place this on the center where I just carved it all out. And bring it into that inner corner. Ooh, that's pretty. I mean, these shimmers are like so easy to work with. I love Morphe shimmers. Because again, all of this is dry. I have not even wet my finger. Okay, so I'm now going to wet my finger with some setting spray. I will use my Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist to keep it drugstore. Just wet it, and it's just whatever's left on my hand or my finger, just to kind of see what it does. Definitely, obviously makes it a more foiled shade, very creamy. Like that. Ooh, that is, honey, that is, you came to play today. You came to play. Okay, so I need to clean up this little inner corner here. Then I think, I'm gonna be crazy here. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade Razzle Dazzle. It's this red sparkle. It's definitely like a different type of consistency. This is more of a shimmer. That one, the Best Dressed, which is all over my eye, definitely has more glitter like particles in there. I'm just gonna take that and kind of melt that in to soften up the harshness there between those colors. It's not gonna do too much, but it will do a little. And just to be really crazy, like, this looks super pretty, but I am gonna go in with gold outside, this gold shimmer. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on my finger, and I'm just gonna kind of place that through the center here. Ooh, I like that. That just gives it like that extra bit of punch. Like so. Wow, this eye look, I hope I can do this as amazingly as I did on this side, on this side. So I'm gonna do the other eye off camera because I kind of like just got so excited I didn't even do anything over here. So I'm gonna like backtrack and then we'll come back and finish up the face. Okay, I am back and the eyes are done. I use my, of course, my go-to Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and like literally this continues to prove why I love this mascara. This is about 2 coats maybe, probably even a little bit, like maybe 1.5 coats. I mean, look at my lashes. They're so freaking huge. It's amazing. So, I finished the eye look. This eye is not as smooth as this one, but I still like the way that it turned out, the look turned out. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into the complexion. So I'm gonna move my eyeshadow brush, eyeshadow brushes out of the way, and we are gonna go in with something I have been playing with a lot recently. I am not a matte girl. I probably should be because I do have like combo dry or combo oily skin, but I love to glow. That's my thing. I love to glow. Wintertime, summertime, fall, spring, I love to glow. And this is the Maybelline take 2. This is the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. This is supposed to be kind of like a dupe for the, mine is very well loved because like all of the packaging has come off, like the writing, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter, Hollywood Flawless filter, and this is supposed to be a dupe for that. So I like this because the applicator is like a sponge and you just twist the product and it comes right out, and this is supposed to give you, not really, it's not any coverage, but it's going to give you a glow. So you can see this is not quite my shade, but this is the lightest one that they have. It looks very dark in the packaging. I was very intimidated by it, but I just use it all over my face so I have a glow. And then I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute like I would my Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm going to go in with the Uoma Beauty by Sharon C, the Flawless IRL in Real Life Skin Perfecting Foundation. This is like $14 at Walmart. It's a brand you can only get at Walmart. This is the drugstore line of the Uoma Beauty, which is a more high-end line that you can get at Ulta. But this I have in the shade White Pearl T2. I have been loving this foundation. So I'm just going to take, we're going to start with one pump on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use my beauty sponge. This is just a Real Techniques. And I'm just going to kind of dot this just on one side. I'm just going to kind of carefully blend this out. And I'm blending it in with that glowy product. And the shade will work out, it'll balance out. So this is one side. This is a medium to full coverage foundation. Definitely to me, it's more of a medium coverage right now because you can definitely still see all of my, this is an acne scar. This is like tiny little pimples there that I woke up with this morning. But it says it's available in 6 unique types of formulations, which is very cool about this product. So there are, I don't know, this is the Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. I don't know what the other 5 formulas are, but it's infused with watermelon extract, apple starch, and lentil fruit, specifically formulated for very fair skin, long-lasting transfer proof, Andrea, seriously, transfer proof, with a soft, radiant, natural finish, which even without that glowy product, I can attest to that. It definitely gives me a natural finish. The Skin Perfecting Balm is supercharged with skincare ingredients to cater for your specific skin needs, making it the perfect makeup skincare hybrid. It's vegan, dermatologist tested, and the bottle is recyclable, and so is the pump, but the cap is not. So that is what is on the back of the bottle. So right now, this is good enough for me. I'm definitely more of a full coverage person, but like this, I can cover up more with, I could build it up more over top of it, or I could leave it be and just use concealer, or I could just leave it be. It just really depends on my preference. I definitely am more of a full coverage gal, just because growing up I had so much acne, I literally wanted to hide it all, but you know what? I don't care. But also, I'm on a skin journey right now, and I can't wait to like show you and tell you all about it as I continue to do this more. I will have a video coming about my skincare journey and what I am using, because my skin literally looks a bajillion times better than what it did 2 months ago. So that will be coming hopefully soon. I don't know if you can tell, but my do you see this? Do you see how watery that is? This is what happens. This is why I can't even do what I love. It's so frustrating. Okay, so I'm going to take another pump on the back of my hand because this is one full pump. I'm going to take another full pump on the sponge, and on this one I'm going to apply it with my Anisa Beauty brush. So I'm just going to kind of dot this all over just so you can kind of get a feel for the difference in coverage based on the application, if there really is any, if it's too much, and then if I need to go back in with my sponge. So I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of melt all of this together. My eye is pouring water. Upon looking, I usually apply this formula with a sponge because if you look at my forehead, you can see it's very like, it's just really enhancing my texture. So I'm going to go in with a sponge on the rest of with the rest of what's on the back of my hand and just kind of soften this out. That makes my forehead a million times more smooth. Also remember, I did already use my primers. They've been in my skin now for like 30-40 minutes. But you can see I went in with that brush and it 100% like definitely makes a difference on that part where my acne scarring was. So it really just depends on your type of application. I kind of alternate between brush and sponge. This is my favorite beauty, what is this? Foundation brush. This is my favorite. I use it all the time. But it really like, it definitely like doesn't smooth it out. But no matter what brush I use, I always go back in with a sponge just to smooth everything over. I just like that better, and it sucks up the excess product. I literally have red eyeshadow on my hair, so cool. So that is my foundation, but now I'm going to go in with concealer, and I'm going to use, I feel like that took 5 years to go through that. This is going to be a really freaking long video. I'm so sorry, but we're going to use the CoverGirl truBlend Undercover Concealer here. I do like this concealer. I'm just going to take a little bit here, 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 and I'm going to take a little bit of my E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer because it's a little darker, it's a little bit more peachy undertoned, and I'm just going to kind of cover up any spots that I think need some coverage. So this isn't too bright because clearly this is brighter than this. So now I'm going to go in with that same sponge, and I'm going to blend out my under eye concealer. Okay, so that is my foundation and concealer. So let's go in with my setting powder, and I'm going to go in with the Haley's Retouch Soft Focus Setting Powder. Dump some of that in my cap. I'm just going to take the same sponge, do it on my smile lines here. I really love this powder. It's so blurring and it looks so good under my eyes. Okay, so now everything has been kind of set down with my setting powder. So now we need to bring life back to this very blank canvas. So I'm going to use a product I haven't used on here in a long time. I don't really have a lot of drugstore bronzers. I have this one, which is the Milani Silky Matte in Sunlight, and I have the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. So we're going to use this one. This was like my one and only bronzer for like 2 years. It is very nice bronzer. So I'm going to go in with my bronzing brush that I always use. Swirl around. I like this formula because it's very buildable. It's not too much pigment unless you make it that way. So you definitely get to build it up. And I swirled my brush in here several times. That's why there's already so much. I definitely go in heavy because I always feel like it doesn't, like I didn't do enough, but then I overcompensate for it. So probably not the best strategy, but I'm just going to place that right there. And I'm not going to bring it down any lower than that, and just kind of bring this up and floof it out. And I'm just going to take whatever is left and kind of outline the perimeter of my face where the sun would hit if the sun was really shining. Alright, so I've got my bronzer on. So now I'm going to go into blush, and I also only have blushes that are drugstore from Milani because those are the best ones in my opinion. So for this look, I'm going to go for a little bit more rosy, maybe peachy. I think I'm going to go in with the Milani Luminoso, which is a cult classic. I'm going to go in with my brush. Swirl it around a couple times. I mean, look at that. And I'm just going to place this right up here. It's very soft, but it's got such a beautiful glow that you don't even need highlighter. I will probably still add highlighter, but it's so, so stunning. And I love how buildable it is. Like you can make this intense or you can make it just very soft. I'm just bringing it up. Oh, so freaking beautiful. And I love it does not show any of my texture. I love that because I got texture. So stunning. And I look very, very glowy and just like healthy. And I love that look on me because I'm not a healthy girl. So now, like I said, this blush gives it, like you can see that sheen. It's got a nice sheen on it. I like highlighter though. So I'm gonna add a smidgen of highlight. And I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use a little bit of, I kind of want to go in with this Flower Beauty one, the Pyramids. I think I'm gonna go in with this. I like this one just because you have a whole bunch of different colors you can like mix and swirl together. But I'm only gonna use a little bit. I'm gonna go in with this more gold pinky spot. Just take a little bit. I'm just gonna place that on the high points of my face. Oh, so beautiful. I'm not even taking very much at all. And I'm just kind of making circular motions on the highest points of my face. Okay, I'm gonna go in with, it probably won't be a shock to any of you if you've watched my videos. Ooh, but I do have, I might change it up actually. I was gonna use my Maybelline Lip Crayons. I was gonna use my normal shade, but I think I'm gonna actually use, they're very similar. I think I'm actually gonna use this new Milani one that I have in the shade Can't Even. This is with a collaboration with Juicy Jazz, who's an amazing drugstore, affordable, mostly focused YouTuber. She did a collaboration with Milani, which I will have a video coming up very soon. And she had like a little kit and then an eyeshadow palette that she made with them. But this was her pick for the lip pencil. And this is a Milani lip pencil, or lip crayon rather. And I'm just gonna take this. It's very creamy. I have not used this yet. Excited about that. So now I'm just gonna take a little bit of gloss. I'm gonna just take my Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Reef because it's the only one that's drugstore that I have. Sorry, my neighbors are returning home. Ugh, so stunning. Okay, and I'm gonna finish the look off with some setting spray. And I'm just gonna use my Morphe Continuous. I'll use just the Jeffree Star. I'm trying to use this one up. Like so, very fragranced. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of take a step back and assess the situation here. I'm just gonna take my sponge and lightly go over. There's nothing really on it, just to kind of soak everything in. Okay, well this is the finished drugstore look. I didn't do anything to my brows because I don't do anything to my brows. But I love, love, love the way that this all came together. It is so stunning. And if I wasn't doing it in video format, this would have taken a lot less time. But normally it would be a lot quicker to do. But obviously I'm kind of giving a tutorial, so I lengthen it up, give some tips, and there's also some dead space in there where I'm just kind of focused. So, but I love how beautiful my like complexion looks. It's so glowy, but like still clearly like set down. I do have texture. I don't know if you can see up here, but I do have texture right here. It looks like I have just some dry patches, but the rest of my skin looks fine. I'm actually pretty happy with the rest of my skin. So kind of a first impressions, not really, but more just like my overall thoughts on products I've been using, products I love, new product, kind of first impressions. So I hope that you enjoy today's, are you seeing this? I'm sorry, I just got so distracted with the way the light hits this. You see that tear? It's coming. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Having a beauty YouTube channel these days in this time is definitely difficult because everybody and their mother has one, but it's something that I love to do, and it's time for me to just sit down and play, and I have to make myself do that because sometimes I just get so focused on work, and it's just nice to play, and I had so much fun today. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I am so excited. I will link all the products below, but I just want you to know that you too can have this look, and it costs you less than $50 would be my guess. Well, maybe definitely less than $100 for sure, but compared to other products that you could use to get this look, definitely an affordable option. So like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!